have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle.
Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the Seattle Seahawks. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Back to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll run here with a rookie 2nd-round pick, Kenneth Walker. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Oh, able to avoid him. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all on one throw.
1st and 10, it's Patterson. And he's brought down. A quick 1st down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Patterson, touchdown, Falcons. So he had the nice run to get him down there, was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Back to Walker on first down.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
The Seahawks at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room, but they do have to start winning some games.
Walker hit and the ball is out.
And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the second drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team, because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it's the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical, because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
Beginning on the ground with Patterson.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They're going to look to throw.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and they connect on a very nice play downfield, a combination of talent and toughness to go into the briar patch.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
They'll give it to Patterson.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done, because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one.
This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts,
his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Falcons lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
Quickly out wide to Eskridge.
And he'll be out right at the 35. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On 2nd and 9, Smith. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the 2nd quarter.
Taken at the goal line.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, I feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
21-0 our score after 1.
With the score, Falcons 21, Seahawks 0.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Cougar 19.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Get it.
On 4th down, Smith. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Steps away. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
On the ball. On the ball.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Boye Mafe in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. Ritter and the Falcons need an answer and a big play here on 3rd and long following the sack. 3rd down, here's Patterson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good, but there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this. Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Tossing out right here to Patterson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards.
And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when
he's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's when you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted just 2.7 seconds from beginning to end. Just not enough time to throw the football. They'll run with Patterson.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Cordero Patterson.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because the reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up, and they gave the touchdown that was just given up.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And one thing about a play like this, if it's slow to develop, it can turn out poorly. And this play was definitely slow in developing, and that was one heck of an effort to sprint over there and get the man down before he could make anything happen.
They snap it to Smith. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as the defense nowhere to be found there. A gain of 20 on 4th down.
Come on.
Out of the gun, Walker with it. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
And going right back to Walker.
And he'll bring this one inside the 35. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Geno down to throw.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Smith. He's got a man, complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. Myers connects on the PAT. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Let's go.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. On second down, it's Walker. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Straight ahead, Walker. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Here we go. Cut.
Again, it's Walker. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
2nd and 9. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll back them up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage will be found.
Come on. Hey.
Here we go on 4th. Smith. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Rashaan Evans. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they're certainly in a bad way right now. Not so bad that you can call this one over already, but bad enough that you know you can't toss an interception to open the second half. This just ratchets up the pressure on this team's defense right now.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. On play action, they'll throw. Into the hands of Williams across the formation. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 23 yards on the play. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Looking to throw. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense. And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Touchdown, Falcons! Quintez Cephus, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Let's go now.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one.
And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Tag. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready.
Desperation time for Smith on fourth down. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on fourth down. Now a run with Walker. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Man open, it's Goodwin. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The offense on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. Fourth down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter.
Here we go, here we go.
And the slot man goes in motion left. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on fourth. Here's 1st and 10.
After 60, after 60.
Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. Steps away to his left.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Ready, set.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Now Geno. And his throw here's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Smith. And Walker has it. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
Now Gino on first down.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now Smith.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free.
That completes it again to Metcalf. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on 4th down.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
From the gun, it's Walker.
He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Seven from the 9.
Cowboy 80.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Ready. Vices, 60 Vices. Cardinal, 70 Lions.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
72 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score.
Cougar 19.
Here's Walker.
And this time he is in.
Ken Walker with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Seahawks get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
They're in control here as they start 1st and 10 and appearing to have righted the ship following that 2-game losing streak. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here,
and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. That one looks like he'll throw here. Williams brings it in. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Offensively, another big chunk of yardage, Charles, but defensively, they had all this talk about trying to limit explosive plays. They have not been able to do that.
They discussed it all week, but they haven't been able to execute it at all, haven't been able to find a way to slow down this offense. They're seeking answers and not coming up with any.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Ready.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Continuing to keep their foot on the gas, and it looks like they're just having fun out there. They're loose, they're free, and they're enjoying what the scoreboard looks like.
I'd have to say I agree with you totally. They're having a blast out there all game long when they throw the football. They're picking up nice chunks of real estate, significant yardage on just about every throw that they make. And there's another one there, and they continue to have that fun that you just talked about.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And it was a game where they were off and running in the 1st quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
you know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, though. They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for Atlanta, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll look to get back on track next